Hi, everybody. My name is Muoneke, and this is my capstone project that I've been working on over the last few months. And I called it Climate Activism Engaging Minorities into Truth. So, to give a little background, so climate change, as we all know, is still occurring very heavily, and as a result of greenhouse gases, agriculture activity, industrial activity, deforestation, and other things that also cause climate change to this day. And we also know that it heavily affects disadvantaged communities and people of colors, like natural disasters affect these poor communities. Like Hurricane Harvey, uh, Hurricane Katrina, tsunamis, earthquakes. All of these have heavily affect these communities of color and other disadvantaged and non-privileged communities as well. And I noticed that usually when it comes to climate change discussion, there is usually a low turnout of youth and minority opinions on climate change, and the lack of interest is just generally alarming and in general, and people just don't seem to be too interested in it. So for this study, I wanted to focus on developing more tools for the climate communication. So I asked the question, what are the effective methods to engage with diverse and broad communities about climate action planning, how to get them more engaged and more active in these discussions so we can have their general input. So, if these disasters continue to happen, in these disadvantaged communities of color and whatnot, how can we better help benefit them more? So I interned with the King County Climate Action Team this summer from June to September. And during the internship, I consulted for creating the toolkit. So I gave my suggestions on what would be the best ways to reduce emissions in the area. I had a youth toolkit meeting where I asked a bunch of kids uh, ages in high school or lower about what they thought were the best ideas to reduce emissions in the area. And I also created a social media plan and best way to see the best ways and able to en- uh, engage and attract those people who engage and attract those who engage and attract those youth, excuse me, to see what they think is the best way to get the reduce the emissions in the area. And I also helped conduct a local survey for residents, which was sent out to various members in the King County community and local residents as well. So the survey I conducted for the results was very low in minority count, and so I shifted the focus to climate communication and needs to the local area. And during this toolkit meeting, I was suggested by the youth and the POCs that attended that short and concise content is a good way to attract people. Keep it short and simple. Don't bore your reader too easily. Engaging activities, get something that makes them more active, keeps them interested. Relatable stories, because as you know, relatable stories, as they find something they can relate to, they'll obviously find more interest in it. And free giveaways, because who doesn't like free stuff. So as you can see here in my first table here, this was one of the local surveys I sent out for the county in developing the toolkit. So as an order of the importance, how would you rank the following community benefits for your county and city taking climate action? And you can see all the various options here, and this was out of 72 respondents. So there is multiple options to pick. So you can see 65 picked up protection of the natural environment. 62 picked reduced air and water pollution. So you could see where from those 72 respondents, what was the top priority for the community benefits in King County. And then as you can see here in table 2, you can also see the average ranking as well. And as you can see here in table 2, it's primarily white and Caucasian audiences. So that kind of proves my point that not a lot of minorities are engaging in climate action and discussions. As you can see, it's 84% white. That's predominantly white. And then you have a little bit of some multiple ethnicities, um, and some Asian Americans as well. So that's why I really wanted to promote more climate education in school curriculums, because if you educate the youth early, that can influence them very effectively and gets them a head start in promoting climate change discussions. More awareness from disruptive dissenters, and disruptive dissenting is a type of activism when the youth are concerned with climate change, and they help raise awareness about the underlying political, economic, and social drivers of climate change. Uh, Visual and symbolic acts of dissent can trigger awareness and create momentum for social change. So obviously, the best, what's next is pretty much, we got to drive the point of how important climate change is really. If you start them early, I think more youth members could definitely make a change for the future generations to come. And I would like to thank Rachel Broombaugh for accommodating me through this fully remote internship process through these tough times, because it has not been an easy year. It was definitely a little weird with the whole remote thing. Eli Wheat for his constant help with the project over the summer, and my friends and family for all their support during the last few months of research. And thank you guys.